So Jacob, welcome to the brand new test kitchen. You are actually the first chef to set foot in this kitchen.
That's sweet.
And
excited.
all because you decided to Facebook message me and say, hey, that's a cool show, can I be on it? So give me a little rundown on where you're from and why you're in Ketchikan.
Well, I'm from Avon, Ohio, and that's near Cleveland. It's a suburb near Cleveland. And I'm a chef at Legacy Restaurant and Grill.
Cool.
It's in Avon Lake, Ohio. And I'm here because my girlfriend is a traveling LPN for Maximum Healthcare. And she's a home care nurse and takes care of, I think,
Neat.
a 15-year-old girl, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
so. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Okay, tell me a little bit about your restaurant because I think you've got an awesome meal plan for today.
Well, we're like it's a golf course basically. We're a restaurant, and then the golf course is Sweetbriar Golf Course that we're connected to, and we do mostly we're like Italian. We do anything really. We do Italian, Asian. We tried every single thing. We have specials every single week that I get to mess around with and
Oh,
stuff.
great, great.
And yeah, today we're doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at these awesome ingredients. So you dragged me through Safeway yesterday and we picked up all of these ingredients. So tell me exactly what we're gonna make.
We're gonna make a chicken, a Tuscan chicken. It's
nice. Okay.
It's a chicken with a rosemary demi, which is basically a rosemary gravy, and it has artichoke hearts and mushrooms in it. And then we're gonna put over a creamy risotto parmesan risotto.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, you mentioned that your specialty was also risotto cakes. Are you going to do that today?
Yes, we will. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making some right now just because you have to let the risotto cool before you can form the cakes.
Okay.
So I did that ahead of time. So
The magic of TV.
Exactly.
All right, so let's do a quick rundown on the ingredients. We've got some boneless, skinless chicken breasts, mushroom, heavy cream. We have some rice for risotto, some chicken stock, some chopped garlic, fresh rosemary, fresh people, not dried, some mozzarella cheese, butter, real butter, margarine is a sin, onion, we've got some artichoke hearts, eggs, panko, and we've got some beef broth. Interesting to see how this mixes together. Cornstarch, oil, and this was actually already in my wine cellar.
Sweet.
So we've got that going, and let's get busy.
Okay.
Do we need the cornstarch still?
No, that's gonna be for a slurry for the gravy later.
Okay.
So.
He's using words that I'm not even familiar with. Okay. Slurry, slushy, slurry.
Slurry, it's just water and cornstarch to thicken the gravy.
Okay.
Get this,
I can tell you're a pro, but you know what? I'm gonna one-up you on the wet paper towel trick.
All right.
You don't know that trick at home, and you don't want your cutting board to move around, take a wet paper towel and go under it. But my handy dandy landlord left plenty of these.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, totally. So we've got onion, and am I gonna use half an onion?
No, we're gonna be using I would say 1/4 cup of chopped onion.
Okay.
And a cup of risotto is going to go into it.
Okay, so we've got a cup of risotto and a quarter onion. Now, does it really matter what kind of onion that I use?
Not really. I mean, I've always used that kind of onion.
Just plain old yellow, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But if you want more of because it's a sweeter onion, if you want more of a sweeter taste to it, I guess you can use the red onion or the purple onion. People say it's red, but it's purple.
Well, the purple might lend a little, there I go making a mess right out of the gate. The purple onion, people might think it looks prettier.
It does give it a little color.
I would have to say that my feeling on the onion thing, or just about anything here in Ketchikan, or anywhere for that matter, just because I'm so cheap, is whatever's on sale, right?
That makes sense. That's what I would do.
Because if you got the talent, then you can make it taste good.
Exactly.
Unless it's something. So what are other things that you really, really love to cook?
Pastas. I've done a lot of pizza, like homemade pizza and stuff.
Ooh, you should come back. We should do that.
Yeah, we've
never done that on the show.
Yeah, I made homemade pizza crust and done different varieties of pizza, like an Asian style pizza. And,
oh, let's totally do that.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
All right.
I like it. I get a bonus. A second show booked within 5 minutes of filming.
Cool.
Very cool.
I'm excited now.
All right. Asian pizza. Is that small enough?
Oh yeah, that's definitely small.
I always get nervous around real chefs. All right, there we go. Looks about a quarter cup.
Yep.
And
we're gonna saute that. Well, I got this one boiling already. So
we're gonna take a medium saucepan,
yes,
right?
medium saucepan, and you're gonna saute the onions in the saucepan for a little bit.
Okay, do I need to put anything in there with the onions?
about 3 tablespoons of the oil, like
Okay.
vegetable oil.
And I can use olive oil though,
Yeah, you
right?
can use olive oil, or you can even use butter if you want more of a richer flavor to it. And
If you want to get fatter, right?
Yeah, exactly. Butter's
Okay.
always better.
I'm liking it. The more decadent, the better.
Exactly.
Okay, so and then we're going to saute that until the onion just kind of gets
Translucent.
Right,
And
okay.
then it gets, then you add a little bit of the garlic, about maybe half a tablespoon of garlic,
all right.
and
Tell
then
you what.
saute that for a little bit.
Ta-da!
Sweet. Since this is boiling, I gotta slow it down a little bit. But I throw the cheese in when it's boiling. Mm-hmm. Because it's already. So I gotta get my Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese. Ooh, I'm cleaning up to clean as you go. I got ahead of myself. Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm gonna go ahead and measure out 1/4 cup. Actually, grab a different.
Actually, make it 1/8 of a cup. See, the
1/8?
whole thing is this recipe is just in my head. So I'm basically trying to figure
You're
out.
like me. I'm always
Yeah.
like, I think I'll just make that out of my head.
But
Okay,
when this
so-
boils.
What's the most number of people that you've ever cooked for at one time?
Well, my friend owned a family fun center, and he needed someone just to cook hot dogs and hamburgers. But
Right.
he didn't tell. He said everything would be prepped up when I got there, and nothing was prepped up. I had and it was for 1,000 people, just me and one cook.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and
Talk about pressure.
he told me
Holy
that.
smokes.
And he told me that. Spilled that a little bit. It's all right. He told me that everything would be prepped up and the grill would be big enough, but the grill they gave me was to cook chicken, hot dogs, and hamburgers was only this big.
Oh my
For
gosh.
1,000 people, and he wanted it done in 2 hours. So I had to
He doesn't sound like a good friend.
No, he's a good friend. He just didn't understand that you need, he didn't know what utensils and stuff you needed for
Oh
it.
my gosh.
He just assumed that I can get everything done quick.
Okay, so how much of the Parmesan cheese did you add, roughly? Because, okay, it looks like about maybe a third or a quarter of this, right?
Yeah, that's about
So
it.
just enough to kind of thicken it up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
and
and you really have to stick by this, right?
Yeah, because you don't want the cream to burn or anything in it.
And then it's going to be nasty if you do.
Yeah, so I actually should turn the temperature down. After it boils, let it simmer for maybe about 5-10 minutes, and then you take it off the heat and cover it, and then it'll cook the rest of the way.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
that way you don't have to worry about burning it. This is already getting hot. Turn that down.
I better get busy finding a lid.
I think I had a lid, but I don't know if it's for this one.
It's okay.
Well, here's one. I can use this one.
Are you sure?
Yep,
Okay.
it fits.
Perfect.
So I'll just.
Because literally having moved into the new test kitchen approximately 2.5 days ago, I'm still having a little bit of a difficulty locating certain items.
Okay.
Awesome, love it.
See, it's
So we've
already-
got the second one going,
Yep.
and
This
how
one's-
long, well, let me ask you a question. How long is this gonna take?
This risotto, about 20 minutes to prep it all. You know, you gotta saute them. It takes about maybe 3 minutes for the onion to get nice and get a little caramelized maybe, and then you throw the garlic in. So about 20 minutes. It's getting nice and creamy.
And you are a blessing, my friend, because this is like the first time in the history of man where my eyes haven't watered and my makeup rolled down my face from cutting onions.
Yeah, sometimes onions are strong for me too. It's just I think if you put them in the refrigerator, that it keeps if you leave them out, you're supposed to leave them out to give them more, but they get more potent. If you
In the
leave them out.
fridge?
No, outside.
Oh, wow,
Outside
okay.
the fridge. So
Ooh, note to self.
yeah, don't leave them outside.
Good thing the new test pantry is chilled by the weather.
Yeah.
I'm hoping my
So-
potatoes will last longer.
That should be about ready to be covered in about
And I can
2
see
minutes.
it's kind of got like a
creamy, thick sauce.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, it'll get thicker too. You'll see the risotto will start coming up through it, and then you can just after that cools off, you want to pour it on a sheet tray. So I need a sheet tray.
Okay. And my question for you, I've got a question though. What if I wanted to add something to this, like pine nuts?
Oh
or...
yeah, that's actually another thing I wanted to say. You can add anything really. You can put mushrooms with it. I put artichokes hearts in it. I put asparagus in with it, and you can just add stuff to it. And if you want more of a sweet risotto, I made a sweet potato risotto.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
You don't have to use white wine. You use sherry because it's more of a sweet wine. And then you just don't add garlic, obviously. And you smash up you cook the sweet potatoes and mash them, and then just fold them in with the risotto, and it comes out
Cool.
really good. So That's what I've done. I've made that before.
These are awesome ideas. Okay, so now when you say a flat pan, do you want something that is like a cookie sheet, or do you want something that has a lip on it? And how big should it be?
Probably a lip. I would probably use a lip, because just in case it just starts, because it'll start pouring off, and you don't want it's going off the sides of the sheet tray.
Something like this.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and
you don't need to spray it, because it's gonna,
that's the good news, because I was just thinking to myself, I have no earthly clue where the spray is.
Yeah, you don't need to spray it. It shouldn't matter. All right, time to turn this off. It's bubbling. You cover it, and then let it sit over here for about 10 minutes, and it should be done.
Groovy.
And then you just pour it on here, let it sit in the refrigerator for about a half an hour. It should just to get it cool.
I'm gonna go right
enough.
behind you.
Just to get it cool enough,
I've got to meet Chef Joel. You know why?
Why?
Because he always messes up my kitchen too. See this? Chef?
Oh, that's all right. That's what I was wondering. I didn't know where to put it. That's why I put it on my recipe book.
I'm just hazing you. Every new person to the test kitchen has to get hazed a little bit.
That's fine.
Okay, so those are smelling really good.
Yeah.
So in goes the garlic, and it's just like I would call that a couple dumps.
Yeah, a couple dumps.
Couple dumps of garlic. That's the way my aunt would say it.
Yeah. Let that cook for a little bit, just about 2 minutes, because you don't want to burn the garlic. Turn the heat down a little.
Okay.
And then add in risotto.
And that's an interesting concept to me, because it's a rice, and you would think that you would want to add liquid like water immediately. That's your natural instinct.
Yeah, but you want a little color. It gives it a little, like if you want to cook it a little bit to give it a little color. It gives it like a browning color to it. And then let that sit for a minute.
Cool.
You need 2 cups of chicken broth for every cup of rice. I usually do. I mean, that's
really?
on basis on rice. I would 2 to 1. 2 cups of broth, chicken, or just if you want, don't use chicken broth, but you want no flavor.
And I kind of saw your eyes light up when I pulled this out.
Yeah, I like this kind of stuff, this kind of base. The powdered stuff doesn't work good.
No, it doesn't.
I like the liquid. It's like I guess it's a pasty stuff.
I've said this like 15,000 times on our show, but I love this, and it's not to promote a brand, but you can go to the grocery stores in town, and this one is almost a year old.
Yeah, it lasts forever.
It's like 20 bucks. So we gotta ask though, because you and I were talking about this in Safeway. What would this cost back in Ohio?
Well, 20 bucks? I don't know.
Really?
It seems like I go to GFS, and we get that's just a little one like that. It's the chicken base is like $7. So if that's 20 bucks, that's a good deal.
Okay,
that's a really good
excellent.
Deal. Because usually everything right here I think is kind of expensive, but because
Can be.
From Ohio, yeah.
Can be.
For the splash while you're cooking this, you put like I'd say 2 splashes. 1, 2.
2 shots of wine.
Yes, 2 shots of wine into it. Let it cook.
That way, if someone's really worried about their size of their splash, just get your shot glass out and do that. So the white wine, actually, I got this on sale from my friends over at Alaska Liquor. My rule of thumb, and you tell me your rule of thumb, is if I wouldn't drink it, I'm not cooking with it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really good table wines out there that are decent that you can pick up for $7 or $8, $9. I would say.
Well, I wouldn't. There was one wine I wouldn't like, Marsala wine. I would not drink that wine.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that. I would never even cook with that. It's horrible.
Well, we make Marsala at my workplace all the time. Chicken, veal, Marsala, all that. And I made a cherry Marsala one time. It was like we used dried cherries and stuff and made it with veal.
I'll tell you what. I am hugely picky about my wine. And there's certain wines that I just won't touch them. Period.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't like wine at all. Period.
Generally speaking, all I do is cook. I buy it, I look at it, I serve it to my guests, and I cook with it, and then I don't touch it.
Yeah, I'm not a big wine person myself, but I drink it every once in a while. I'll have a little glass here and there.
So you've got your couple of cups there.
Yeah, 2 cups of chicken broth, and then after this cooks for a little bit, you throw the chicken broth in there. Stir that around.
And then we've pretty much come full circle.
Basically, yeah. And you gotta put the cream in. You don't really, in the recipe for risotto, there's no cream, but I like to put cream in it just to give it a nice creamy texture. It gives it more of a rich flavor.
If I'm gonna be the sous chef. Ta-da! Your cream.
Why, thank you. And I put about, I'd say 1/8 of a cup or so, maybe, or a fourth.
I gotta know though, and probably everyone's asked you this, and granted it's super sunny today. What do you really think about Ketchikan?
The scenery is beautiful. I've walked like 10 miles a day just because our apartment, her job won't let me drive the rental car, so I gotta walk into town every day, like 5 miles into town, which I've never walked that much in my life, so I guess I'm getting healthier here.
Well, you could like join the army when you leave Ketchikan.
Exactly. Trying to get into shape, you know. But I love the scenery. We love the scenery here. It's just, you can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just amazing. And we just saw a seal for the first time out in the ocean that, like, you know, we see them in captivity all the time, but we never see them out. So my girlfriend, like, freaked out and started running to the car, tried to get the camera, but it was the one day we didn't have the camera.
Oh no.
So.
Rule number 1, always take your camera.
Exactly. Now I'm turning the heat up right here for this.
Okay.
You gotta heat it up, get it on high a little bit, let it boil. I let it come to a boil for like maybe 2-3 minutes and then turn it down and let it simmer like we did the other one.
Okay.
And then once it starts boiling, actually, you put the Parmesan cheese in, which I don't know where I put it.
I hid it from you again.
Oh, it's over here.
Okay.
And yeah, about 1/4 of a cup, you said?
Yeah.
So
I just shake weight.
Yeah. Just gotta wait for it to boil now. But while that's waiting for that to boil, I guess we can start on the chicken stuff.
We literally had to take a kitchen tour just to know where everything is before we started today.
It's a very nice kitchen, though.
Thank you.
Very nice. I like the backsplash thing.
I should say thank you to Maria. Okay. So, ingredients for the chicken.
All right.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. That's for the
Eggs. Okay.
risotto cakes.
Not rosemary.
Rosemary actually will be at the end of it, though.
Butter.
Butter, yes.
And
Chicken.
cornstarch.
Yep. And this.
Okay. And obviously, ta-da, chicken. Not bad. This is a really easy ingredient list.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's that's why I tried. I didn't want to go too crazy and have a bunch of stuff because I didn't know how long you had to cook stuff. So.
Oh, really? You have never seen Chef Joel in action?
No.
It's typically 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
I kid you not.
I watch a lot of. Well, I used to watch a lot of Rachel Ray and stuff, and the 30-minute meals and stuff. So I'm trying to get that down pat.
Yeah. So in case your friend with 1,000 friends surprises you again, you'll be all ready, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I used to watch it when I was younger. I used to watch cooking shows all the time. That's how I started into cooking. I watched Yan Can Cook and Frugal Gourmet and all those like old.
I love Frugal Gourmet.
Yeah. He had an episode once where he used blue dye on everything. He dyed everything blue. I don't understand why. But
I don't understand why.
Like he
either.
had blue mashed potatoes, blue pork, blue, like everything was dyed blue. It was
That's
just weird.
gross.
I guess he was trying to prove that, like, you know, it still tastes good even though it doesn't look good. You can make it taste good still. I don't know. It was weird.
That concept is lost on me.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Completely lost on me. So now, when are you guys heading back to Ohio?
End of April. I think she's done April 27th.
Haha, making mental note. How many times can he come back into the test kitchen before the end of April? I see her girlfriend over there grinning.
Yeah, she's excited for me. She was happy. Gives me something to do.
Well, you know what? I mean, the local TV it's not about me. It's not about Jacob the camera dude. It's about getting people involved.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
So you're getting, you need another lid now though, don't
Yeah, well
you?
actually that one we're gonna take off because it's done, so we can use that on this one.
Sweet.
I can just take this one off and it'll be all done. Lower the heat.
We have 2 batches of risotto.
Yep. One I'm gonna pour onto this sheet tray.
So I gotta ask, what's the one thing that was the epic fail for you in the kitchen?
Fail? I'm not good at making.
Because everyone has something bad.
I don't make dumplings very good.
Really?
Like chicken dumpling soup. I'm really good at making soups. I can make a soup out of anything basically, and that's what people like me about. Like what I do at work, I make soup every day, like a homemade soup every single day. And yeah, I just don't make chicken dumpling soup. I don't know why my dumplings just don't stay together. They
Interesting.
They get too thick or like too chewy, or they just fall apart in the water. So I can never get the exact consistency of a dumpling.
Interesting. And into the fridge it goes. Now this is good. To me, this is going to be a very, very interesting recipe.
You said you had flour, right?
Yeah, I have flour.
Don't know where it is?
It's somewhere. Let me check up here. Yes.
Oh, that was easy.
Is bread flour okay?
I've never used it. But
There's no difference. In my opinion, there's no difference.
I think it's better for bread, I guess.
Yeah, better for bread. There you go. So, just because my eye came up across it, what's your feeling on quinoa?
I've never had it. What is it?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so quinoa is pretty amazing, actually. In my mind, it's kind of like, in certain ways, it's very similar to couscous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it has more of a granular feel to it.
Oh, so is it like gritty or like?
Yeah, I think so. You got to add some more stuff in there, I think, to make quinoa really worth it, but it's extremely healthy.
Is it expensive?
Not necessarily. Not compared to the specialty rice that you got. You know, I mean, it's
yeah,
definitely
about
more
the same.
expensive than your standard, white rice. All right, sweet.
So that's basically that. That's the risotto.
So for the chicken, we've got the mushrooms, the oil. We're back to both of our broths.
Yes.
Still got the butter, artichoke hearts, cornstarch.
Cornstarch for a slurry.
Cheese comes later.
And chicken, which I can just leave right there, I guess. Is that fine?
Yeah, here, all right, tell you what, I'll get it out of your way over here.
Alrighty.
Bingo.
So yeah.
So I gotta ask what your technique for cutting is. I want to see this, because everyone kind of has their own.
Well, I can cut mushrooms pretty fast.
Really?
I'm really good at cutting mushrooms. I use the tip part right there, and you just go, and you just slice it like that.
Wow, I'm
it goes-
impressed.
Yeah, I can do it. I've done it with my eyes closed. I've done it like talking to people.
Really?
Yeah. But I took me like about a year to do this because I was always doing it like this and slipping and stuff. But someone told me to just go by the tip right there and slide it with your knuckle. But yeah, basically.
Now, are you knuckles when you?
I go well. The middle knuckle sticks out a little bit, so it guides it. But that's basically what it's pretty quick. I can do like a case of mushrooms in like 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
So now your restaurant, are you guys really heavy prep?
Sometimes wintertime is not that bad.
Okay.
Summertime it's insane because we have sometimes we'll have a band play on the patio and stuff. So, and our owner's daughter is in a band, and one time I guess we had $18,000 in one day sales.
Wow.
Because she had like the whole entire golf course was full of people. We were serving all them, and like that was including alcohol, of course, but still it was insane.
What's the average restaurant do in a day for sales?
For sales, about summertime it's about $5,000 or something like that. But wintertime it's like maybe $1,000. Wintertime's really slow. That's why they actually let me come up here and just.
You get a leave of absence.
Yeah, exactly.
Go take a vacation to Alaska.
That's what they said. They told me to go have fun in Alaska, and we'll see you in May. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, no other job.
Cool,
Would let me do that,
sweet.
you know?
That tells you that they really like you.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps on telling me, that they really like me there. So,
Okay, so you got your mushrooms. This is about what, a third of this?
yeah, a third of it. That
One
should
of
be
these
enough.
small ones,
Yeah, because
okay.
I'm only making enough for maybe like 2 people. I don't know how many, like, because it's only me and my girlfriend. So
No, but you know what? I really like that, because I'll tell you, in all honesty, everything for the most part that we ever cook in the test kitchen, one of my big epic fails as a cook is I cannot cook for just a few people.
Well, it usually comes out. I usually cook for 2 people, but it usually comes out for 4.
Okay.
For some reason, I just like we're like.
But I
there's
cook
so
for
much
like
left
20,
over.
so there's like a huge difference. So I think a lot of people would be very interested in knowing, exactly how do I cook something that's really cool for a couple of people.
Well, yeah, and another thing I don't do very good in at work I do fine with it, but it's cooking pasta, the right amount of pasta for. I always overdo it.
I always do too.
It seems like everybody overdoes it and they just do too much pasta, and then I have extra pasta and I have to go buy another thing of sauce just to make the pasta not so dry. But basically all you're gonna do with the artichoke hearts is take them out, and I cut them in like that.
Okay.
So I do maybe like 3 or so.
I love artichoke hearts.
Yeah, I like them too. But my girlfriend hates them, so I try not to cook them at home. Yeah. Don't you? Yes.
Studio audience in the house.
But yeah, about three artichoke hearts, cut like that. And
That's it? 3?
yeah, just
There's some left over?
Yeah, there's some left over for another.
So check it out. We could like have a salad show next.
Exactly.
So far.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I'm
'Cause
digging this.
Yeah, it's a simple recipe. And then maybe I usually slice some onions. Sometimes you can put tomato into it, you know, if you like tomato.
What kind of tomato would you use?
I like Roma tomatoes.
I love Romas.
Yeah, they're a lot better than I don't like. And sometimes the vine ripe ones are not too bad, but they have to be really
All right,
fresh.
so let's just pretend, because there might be someone out there that doesn't know. The Roma tomato is the oblong tomato. And it is not round. It's almost an oval shape, and it's about that big. They're always the ones that are on sale.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why
I don't
bought
know
one.
what it is here.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Did you notice, or have you noticed, that for me, moving up from down south, it was the weirdest thing. We have the strangest, most exotic array of produce
Oh yeah, I noticed
that
that.
comes to Ketchikan.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is you can go and say, you know, down south, it'd be nothing to go spend 69 cents or way less, even when it's on sale, for a head of iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The iceberg lettuce is going to run you $1.79 here, but you can get a mango for 89 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be the total opposite down south. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna just put this stuff on this cutting board. So I'm gonna start
Okay.
cutting. I like separating the vegetables and stuff, because certain vegetables cook, like onions, I like cooking a little bit longer to get the caramelization, and the other ones you really don't need to cook that long, like mushrooms and stuff. And, oh, thank you. Oh, that's weird. Really, I just cut it into. I usually cut it into, like at work, we'll just do like I cut the fat off a little bit. But usually at work, we'll just keep it whole, but it's usually like 2 pieces like that, and then we'll flour it and then sear it, and then we'll do all the ingredients in the broth.
Oh, okay.
But right now, I think I might just do strips, just do it like straight like that.
So you can do it either way.
Yeah, you can do it either way, or you can do it into chunks, because you're gonna put it over like it's gonna be like a sauce and gravy type thing. So, but
Oh, very cool. Okay.
I'm just doing it this way because there's this piece I didn't realize that was there. It came out of nowhere. Oh, there we go. That's a perfect chicken tender right there.
Yep, there you go.
But yeah, 2 pieces I think would probably be enough for 2 people. I wouldn't do any more. So now you have extra chicken you can put in the freezer if you want. And
Yeah, we can do it for the next show. If we're gonna use chicken in the Asian pizza.
I usually do. I marinate it in like teriyaki sauce for a little bit, and so you have to do that. You'd have to do that like a day ahead of time, just so you can get the flavor in there, or a couple hours actually would be fine too. But that's it for the chicken.
So this is just a plain old simple.
Yeah, just simple, basic breading, or not breading, but flouring. Because you want to keep it usually keeps, when you get the pan hot with the oil, usually sears in the juices from the.
And you
the
need
chicken.
a pan.
Yes, actually, thank you.
Grab this over there. There you go.
Thank you.
So there's just the pepper and the salt and just dump it in, right?
Yep, just eye it.
Now, did you put it in the flour?
Yeah, I put it in the
Okay.
flour, and then you stir it up, and it's just to taste. If you want more
You know
salt.
what? Couldn't you add some other thing? Well, not with this dish so
Well,
much.
you could add some garlic powder and stuff. And I mean,
yeah.
and if you want to put more flavor into your chicken and stuff, you can always add some stuff. But I wouldn't put like breading or anything in it, because it's not like you're not frying it and making a fried chicken sandwich or something.
Right, right.
But yeah, this is basically it. And then you get the cup of chicken broth and a cup of beef broth together.
Okay. Chicken broth and. So are you going to water this beef stock down a little bit? It looks kind of strong.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, leave that in there. No, I wouldn't put it. I don't think it'd be too bad.
No, you're going to mix this in there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna add it to
So
it.
a cup of each.
Yeah, a cup of each. I think that's a cup of that. And then
Very cool. Okay.
add this to this. There you go.
Nice.
And then this is getting hot. Get another.
And you put a couple of things of oil in there, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
About 3 tablespoons. No, about half a cup actually, because you need the oil, enough oil for the chicken to cook and not stick.
Speaking of chicken, would you like it?
Yes, that'd be great. let it heat up for a minute here. And I'm gonna add the chicken, and then I'm gonna add the onions in, like
Okay.
right after the chicken, because the sliced onions.
Oh.
Yeah, I like sliced onions. It gives them more of a
Okay.
texture feel to it.
And there you go.
Thank you.
I should have gotten you a cup.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's all right.
It's the onion handoff.
That's fine. Actually, do you have tongs too?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna just tong this chicken that way. I don't have to keep washing my hands every single time.
Perfect.
But let's test it. See how hot it got.
Not quite.
Not quite. I'm always working with gas stoves, so I like electric
I know.
stoves are like, you don't know how
It's
hot
the mystery,
Yeah,
right?
you're like trying to figure out if it's hot enough or not, and I don't want to get it too hot where it's burning.
All right, so that's a great thing. You know, you've got, every oven is different. I say this almost in every show. So you've got this about midway between high and medium on here.
Yeah, I don't want to get too hot because I don't know exactly.
Fire hazard.
Yeah, exactly. I've had a situation in college like that once.
Really?
I tried deep frying chicken wings at home. I wasn't thinking though, obviously. It was just messing around. And it was a big pot of oil, and I didn't have any temperature gauge or anything for it. Just turned it on high, sat there, you know. I was like, all right, it seems hot. Dropped a little bit of water in it, started going crazy. I'm like, it's hot. But then I didn't realize there was ice still on my chicken wings. So I dropped them in there. Flames just started shooting up. I'm like, I had to run around. I was running around the apartment trying to I didn't have a lid or anything, so I'm just running around the apartment freaking out with the pan. And my friend had ferrets at the time, and they're sitting in the cage just going freaking out at me, looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like,
Where was your fire extinguisher?
we didn't have one.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I finally found a lid and put it on it. See, it's sizzling now.
I can totally picture.
Yeah, it was freaking me out. It's the first time I ever did that kind of. And now I just.
You learned a lesson though, didn't you?
Now I just at my house I have it in Avon we have candy thermometers. I use those now just because the temperature gets pretty hot and you can stick them into pots like that if you don't have a fryer.
Right.
So.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we were making beignets a couple weeks back. And I wasn't, because we were getting ready to plan for the next move to the new test kitchen, so I had cleaned out the fryer. That does have the temperature gauge. And I had started a pan. As a matter of fact, it was a cast iron skillet. And I put some oil in it. And I'm just so nervous when it comes to fires and whatnot anyway, that what I did was I started heating the oil on the stove, very similar stove, because I didn't want to use that deep fryer and get it dirty.
Yeah.
And it started making all these strange sounds, and I thought, whoa, this is a fire getting ready to happen. So I turned it off and got the fryer back out.
Yeah, I usually wait a couple minutes on each side, get a little brown. Yeah, actually, because I'm gonna use the same pan for the vegetables and stuff.
Cool. Are there any other vegetables that you could add?
Oh yeah, tomatoes. Like I said, tomatoes. Anything really. I mean, the basis of the dish is the rosemary sauce that you're gonna put into it. It's basically makes it a Tuscan style, I guess. As I said, I was like, this is a recipe I just had in my head, and I'm like, I've noticed I'm not even using the butter yet.
And there's no pressure. If you're in your own kitchen, it's like, throw a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But now you have an audience.
Exactly.
And you're not in your own kitchen, which I think is flustering to begin with. Those look good. Smells good too.
Yeah, onions. Onions always make everything smell good. That's another thing my girlfriend likes. When I'm cooking with onions, she likes when I cook with them because the whole house smells of caramelized sweetness and stuff.
Oh yeah, and for me it's garlic.
Yeah, garlic's good. I like garlic too. Just not too much. Sometimes too much is just too much.
Really?
I think. There's this place, Buco de Pepos in Westlake, Ohio. That's they pretty much put chunks of garlic on their garlic bread, and it's just way too much garlic for me. And it's
I have a funny garlic story. There's a new friend in town, a really great guy. But you know how people are there's always a food craze, right? And so everyone's into this juicing thing now.
Oh yeah.
And anyway, so my buddy Kevin, and that's all he is a buddy. He puts on his Facebook that he had literally put like 5 whole cloves of garlic in his juice thing for that day. And you know, here's a guy, he probably wants to find a date or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
Wrong answer.
Garlic is not the thing to, you know.
That was just hilarious. I'm like, Kevin, someone needs to train you right.
Yeah.
Do not put garlic.
All right. I'm gonna take these out right now because.
Okay, so I'll get the pan.
All right. Because they're not all the way done, but they will be done when I put them back in. I'm gonna put them back in when I make the sauce and stuff, so they'll cook with the sauce. But basically, that's how you want them. A little brown, not too brown.
Nice. I like that.
And now that this is cooking, I'm gonna add mushrooms and over here, mushrooms and the artichoke hearts.
Oh, very cool.
Turn down the heat. Don't want to burn those onions.
And since I just touched chicken, I will wash my hands now. I'm not used to being in this big of a kitchen. It's kind of cool. Oh, it smells glorious.
Thank you.
So you're a soup specialty guy, and you also like pizzas, specialty pizzas.
Yeah, and I do a lot of sauces and stuff at work. Mm-hmm. I've made I just mess around. And my boss lets me do whatever I really want.
Really?
Yeah, he knows I like to be creative, so he lets me do the specials every week. I've done like Dr. Pepper barbecue wings.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, I made a barbecue sauce after Dr. Pepper, and I tried doing I've used different pops and made like a Sierra mist glaze.
Wait, you gotta translate that.
Different
Oh, no, pops. That's
soda
right.
pops,
Ohio
sorry.
people are the same. For where I come from, even though I grew up in Ohio, I haven't lived there in years and years, it's soda.
Yeah, we found that out up here. So soda pop. That's just
soda pop.
there, fixes everything.
So when I was growing up back in the day in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, as a matter of fact, the way it was you walk into a restaurant and you say, "I'll have a Coke," and so then they'd say, "Okay, what would you like?" And you say, "Oh, I want a root beer, or I want a 7-Up." It pop was Coke.
Yeah. All right, now this is cooking. I'm gonna put some
That looks really good.
garlic into it. I like garlic, obviously, but not too much. But
There you go.
garlic goes into it, and I'm gonna use
I can't tell you how good that smells. Amazing.
While this is cooking for a minute, and then take some white wine again.
So we're at about what, 3 minutes on the stove
Yeah.
with these vegetables?
Yep, 3 minutes on the stove for vegetables.
And your heat is a little bit less than medium.
Yeah, I'm just trying to cook them a little slower. It's just because I just don't want to burn the onions, because the onions were in there a little bit longer.
Right.
So.
Cool.
Let's see, there's some wine in there, a couple splashes. Turn up the heat.
So as a chef in a restaurant, how many hours a week do you work?
Well,
I mean, what would be normal?
summertime I can work like 50 hours a week sometimes. I mean, depends, but usually wintertime I barely make 32 hours a week.
Wow.
Just because we're just so slow that way, like I have to leave early. We get everything done and I have nothing else to do. Like I work in the morning sometimes, so like when the night chef comes in, I basically already did his prep because there's nothing. We don't have too much morning stuff except for like the Red Hat Society comes in and stuff, and they sit down and eat their dinner. I realize they're everywhere.
Yep.
The Red Hat ladies. I didn't think they were just. I guess they're all over the place.
They are.
We just ran into them at Cape Fox.
Really?
That place up there, yeah.
That's cool.
Had some crazy hats, that's for sure. But let this cook for a minute, and I'm gonna cut some rosemary up.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna add the chicken to it before I add the broth. Actually, add the chicken back into this, so it gets all the flavors of all the artichokes and the mushrooms and stuff.
Yum, yum.
At the restaurant, I actually do use dry rosemary, but we don't use. Well, I grind it up because the rosemary, if it's dried, it doesn't, when you cook it with it, it usually it's still hard. So when you grind it up, it just adds the flavor into it and you don't taste the.
Oh, cool.
So.
I never thought about that.
But this, since we have fresh, why not use fresh?
And rosemary is one of those, in my mind, one of those kind of odd spices. It's so common, but it's so odd. And if you don't do it right in the kitchen, you are in huge trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, because it's that strong.
Oh yeah, I just try not to use too much of it. Usually, I think I read some places if you put the fresh herbs you put in first. I mean, you put them in last, and then if they're dry herbs, you put them in before you like.
Right.
So I think that should be enough, really, because it's pretty strong.
Oh yeah, I mean you can totally smell it from right here.
Yeah. So just chop this up.
Oh, it's just hard to even look. The man knows his knife, clearly.
Yeah, doing it for years. Since I was 15, I've been cooking.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been mostly like pizza places and stuff. That's why I like pizza.
Right.
But add this to this now. But yeah,
Well, you know what? That's not all bad, because I'll tell you what, my little brother, he grew up same age as you, working in our neighborhood pizza place, and now he runs 5 restaurants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sweet. Yeah. My plan is I want to own a restaurant, but I thought about it, and I just don't want to bother with a lot of people. So I thought maybe me and my girlfriend could do like a food truck or something, just something small.
Yes, food trucks are all the rage now.
Yeah. I watched that one food truck show and stuff. Yeah, there you go. That should turn the heat up a little bit. And that's going to cook for a little bit with rosemary.
A little bit is how long?
About until it starts boiling, and I turn it down to about 5 minutes or so.
Okay, so because to some people a little bit might be like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. So throw that rosemary in there.
Very nice.
I always add salt and pepper too, just because I like adding salt and pepper to everything, except for desserts, obviously.
Cool.
Maybe like a little. What do you think that is?
About a quarter teaspoon, half teaspoon.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, half teaspoon or something. And let that boil for a little bit, and then.
A little bit translates into 5 minutes.
Yes, in my world. And let the rosemary cook into the sauce, because you're gonna need to cook that rosemary down a little bit.
Right.
But turn the heat up.
Between medium and high too.
And then when that's all done, we're gonna make a slurry, which is just water and cornstarch. It's basically a thickener for soups and sauces, not soups. Soups you'd use a roux, which is flour and butter, like. I think it's 1 part flour, 1 part butter, something like that. But yeah, this is just a little bit of water, not too much. And
well, now, if you're a true saucier, you're also a true chef, Joel. I can tell. Here, I'll wipe it up.
Thank you.
If you're a true saucier, you are one sought-after guy, because sauciers are talented people. That's usually,
I try to dabble into everything.
Usually that is the epic fail for most people in the kitchen, is the sauce.
Yeah, I have a friend that works with me he's getting better at it, actually. He's taking over what I've done since when I left. So he's been texting me every day and telling me about his specials and how they're selling and stuff. And
cool.
I'm proud of him. He's done a great job and stuff.
Good deal.
So, because he used to just work at Subway, and now he's doing all the stuff that I'm doing and whatnot. And
nice.
yeah, I was like, you changed from a sandwich artist to like an actual chef. It's a great thing, you know. It's a good thing that people learn from you too. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, totally.
But
okay, so let's talk about what you just did.
All right,
let's go over it again, because it could be really confusing.
Okay, well, I think this is.
It looks like about a half cup or a quarter cup of water.
Yeah, quarter cup of water with maybe 2 tablespoons of cornstarch.
I agree.
So then you just stir it up, and as this is boiling, let the chicken cook a little bit longer, obviously. But it'll reduce down a little bit, get that flavor in there.
And are you gonna have to stand here and stir it?
No, I can turn it down actually and let it cook, simmer.
Okay, because that always worries me when I'm making sauces. Is it gonna be clumpy? Is it gonna be too thick? Have you ever walked away from a sauce and all of a sudden it's just like this gooey mess?
Oh yeah, done. Or like it just disintegrates and there's nothing left. Like I overcook it.
Yep.
I was thinking about starting the risotto case now, since that's almost cool.
Sweet. Okay.
Now let's get that going and let this just cool down, cook for a little bit.
All right, a little bit, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
So we've got the panko right here. Are you gonna spice this up at all? Because we're gonna make our risotto cakes right now.
Yeah, I can put some, do you have garlic powder?
I do.
A little garlic powder in it.
Garlic powder right here.
Okay. And it.
And no more salt and pepper?
No, I'm gonna add salt and pepper.
Okay.
So you got this onion on my hand.
Okay, sweet.
And pepper.
That's good, just a couple of shakes.
Yeah.
You're gonna eye it, right?
Yep, I eye everything. I just that would probably be maybe half a teaspoon or something like that of each, and then 2 eggs, I would think. And I add a little bit of water to it too.
Really? Why do you do that?
You know, I don't know. I've always done it, and I've always seen people do it, and for some reason, that's what I've been doing for years. Is
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
this garbage. Oh, right here.
Okay.
And you actually can do this with if you have kids or anything. This will be easy for them to do too. Because all this is like breading. Confused about your. I'm always turn that
I
thing
know,
weird. I'm
so
like,
you want to go like that, and
Yeah.
it's actually an out. Okay.
just a little bit. You really don't have to do that, but I think it stretches it out too. That's another reason I do it. I think at work because I don't have enough egg for some reason. I'll always just add a little bit of water to it, and it stretches out the egg to make.
Okay. Now, are you gonna cut this or?
I'm gonna form it. I'm gonna put it in my hand and form it. Make sure you have clean hands, obviously, but which I do. So,
Okay.
but
I get it. All right, so let's move this over here,
okay,
and then that way we can roll it.
okay.
And I think our hands are clean because I think we both washed our hands like 15 times.
Yeah, I do that every single day at work too. I'm washing my hands constantly just to make sure I don't.
Of course.
Because I'm always touching food everywhere and like.
So now I want to see what you're gonna do with the cheese.
Well,
This is gonna be interesting.
Right. For some reason I can't open this.
And then how?
This is childproof. It's childproof. Seriously, I don't know
You've
why.
watched this show before. You know why I'm laughing. I can never open packages.
Okay. I'll put that there. But garbage. Take a little bit of this. It's gonna be a little messy, obviously.
Now, where are you gonna put those?
What?
Where are you gonna put those ultimately?
Probably on that cutting board, if anything.
Okay.
So I'll just maybe put that one right there. But,
And we're done with this one, right?
no, actually, that's.
No?
I'm gonna flour I gotta flour these.
Oh,
Flour, egg, and then.
surprise. Okay.
So-
I did not know that.
Actually, can you put some cheese in there?
Sure. How much am I gonna do?
As much as you want, really. Just a pinch right in the middle.
Like that?
Yeah, that'd
Too
be
much?
perfect. No, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
And then you take another, you put it on top of it, and it's gonna be in the middle of it, basically.
It's like a risotto sandwich.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a sort of like a cake type deal.
That is cool.
It's all on the side of it, inside of it, and then.
Now, do you have to chill them again after you make that? No.
You can actually you can do this a day ahead of time and put them in the refrigerator after you're done all breading these. But you put it in the flour. Sometimes it falls apart.
Groovy.
Depends on I might have just made this a little too soupy, but basically it's like that.
Okay.
And then the breading.
Oh, no, that's too cool. I really like that.
Gets messy though. It's messy. And then, yeah, you put them in. I would actually put them in the cooler refrigerator just so they can firm up better. Because that's another thing. I think we didn't have enough time for it to firm up.
Right.
Because it needs a little, so it's a little.
Well, and I mean, if you really think about from start to finish, I mean, just from when we started until now, the process for making these is not exactly short.
No, it isn't. That's why you can do them a day ahead of time sometimes.
Right. Oops, I'm shirking my cheese duties.
I just think I'm just gonna make 2 right now, just to.
Yeah, just so folks can know at home. Should I get a little more?
Yeah, sure.
All right, there.
But that's doing good over there.
Excellent.
And then, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them in the freezer just for like maybe 5 minutes because
Okay.
it'll firm up pretty quick then. like put that cutting board in the freezer or something like
Excellent.
that. And then
Yeah, we could do that. Very cool.
basically that's, yeah, you definitely want to wait for these to firm up a little bit better.
Well, let's get a good shot of them too. After we get them on this thing.
Yeah. Okay. There's that. And at work we usually we take a meatball, and you can take a meatball and form it around and put cheese in the meatball in the middle of that and make like a risotto ball, we call them. And then you
That is so cool.
you deep fry them, and then you put marinara or Alfredo is pretty good over them and stuff. But
So now to me this is fascinating because you can tell definitively, and it's not that one is better than the other,
yeah.
the different cooking styles between the Midwest and here, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Same thing as if we were in the Deep South. The things that I'd be used to down there would be way different than Ohio.
Oh yeah.
And vice
definitely.
versa, right? Okay, so I'll put these in the freezer.
All right, and this looks like it's cooking pretty well here. Now we're gonna thicken this, turn up the heat a little bit, and drop our slurry in here, and it should thicken up the sauce. And then this dish will be done.
And just that little bit,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't pour it, like I would slowly pour it in just to see, because it,
Just to see what happens, because
Yeah.
you can have that mistake that I've made all too often.
yeah, where it comes into a paste, then you want a paste, you want a gravy. I like my gravy a little thicker though. And this is basically done right now. I'm just letting it cook a little bit, reduce down a little bit, and make it a thicker sauce. And you can put this over rice or mashed potatoes or basically anything, really. I was just doing risotto cakes because I thought it'd be different, a little different.
Okay, so I'm setting the table. What are you doing?
I'm gonna be pan frying the risotto cakes.
Nice.
They put like about half a cup of oil in here because you gotta make sure they're submerged pretty well. And then slowly drop them in. And they shouldn't take too long to cook. About 5 minutes, I would think.
A little
I usually
bit?
do. What?
A little bit?
A little bit, yeah, exactly. Just a little bit. But yeah, it should take about maybe 5-10 minutes, 5 on each side, I would think,
Nice.
just to get them nice and brown.
And
I
you've
have
got
it
it
on,
on medium?
yeah, medium heat.
Okay. And again, every stove is different, so you know it's kind
Yeah.
of like.
I really like gas stoves. That's my favorite.
Oh, of course, who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. But
Very cool.
basically that's it, really. And then
And so
plate
if you
them
were
up.
gonna serve a side, say,
Like a vegetable of some sort.
yeah, what would you do?
I'd probably do asparagus, maybe broccoli, or even like saute. I like sauteed zucchini with onions in it
Oh, nice.
and stuff, and a little garlic.
It'd be
But,
good, really good with a salad too.
Salad would be good.
Cool.
Yeah, it's getting nice and brown. Yeah, I put it on medium heat just because I don't want the oil to overcook and burn the food. Because usually if you have it too high, it'll burn too quick, and you won't have it. The cheese in the middle won't melt, and the outside will be all burnt.
All right. It's interesting that we're cooking this today. One of the #1 things that I love about the new house/test kitchen, which by the way, this is my personal house. The city doesn't give me this house.
Meh.
I'm opening my house up for this purpose at no charge. Anyway, with that being said, Maria showed me that there is a fan in the bathroom that is connected to this exhaust fan, but the fan is some state-of-the-art dealio that will pull 10 gallons of water out of the air for a family of 4 every day.
Really? That's
So, being that we're working with oil, that bad boy's going on pronto. Look at that. Oh, I'm totally making these. Would you always make them that big?
No, you can make them small. and all, depends on what size you want to make them. You make them little balls.
Those
if you
are
want
like
to.
hamburger size.
Yeah.
That's like a risotto hamburger.
Yeah. You can put them. You can actually make.
Perfect dinner option for you semi-vegetarians. Just lose the cheese.
Yep.
No, wait, then you'd have to lose the cream.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those
Well, you can-
vegetarians that doesn't, you do the dairy, but you don't do meat, this might be a good option.
Yeah. They're coming up pretty good though.
Yeah, they sure are. Very cool.
You can actually you can put whatever you want in the middle too, not just cheese. If you want to put like, you can even
But you
make
said meatballs. That was
Yeah.
intriguing.
Yeah, meatballs are good to do it.
What else? Let's see. What else could you put in there?
Well, if you wanted to cook up a little piece of meat or something, you could throw like a hamburger, do like a bun,
Yeah.
make a hamburger in between them. Like make a hamburger, make sure the meat's cooked before you throw it in the middle.
Well, of course, I'm intrigued by anything that is deep fried in oil. I mean, that just goes without saying.
All right, I have a deep fryer at home, so I like using it a lot. Oh, I tried using it a lot, but we cut back on it now because we don't want to get fat. I make ice cream too at home a lot. We have an
Oh,
ice cream
really?
maker. Yeah, like I made
cool.
peanut butter and jelly ice cream
Oh,
and
nice.
stuff.
But what? Peanut butter and jelly? I wasn't listening.
Oh yeah, peanut butter and jelly ice cream.
Really?
Yeah, chocolate covered strawberry ice cream. Like random anything. You can make ice cream out
Okay,
of
so
anything.
we're taking note here. Okay, so we've got some time here. I need to get the lowdown on getting an ice cream maker. So we're gonna do that one show.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do Asian pizza, another show. This is sweet. We're just gonna have to compare calendars before you leave today.
Well, my calendar's open since I have no job.
Oh, perfect.
All I do is seriously just walk into town every day and like walk back to the apartment and walk back into town. So I try to like keep the foil while I'm flipping them though, like away from me,
Yeah.
obviously, because you don't want to splatter yourself.
Right.
I just actually burnt myself trying to flip it with my hand, which was
Yeah,
not
no,
smart.
oil is very dangerous.
Yeah. That and steam. I don't like steam's really bad too.
Yeah.
Like anything, we have a steamer at my work, and if you open it up and not thick, if your face is right there, you're getting burned in the face.
Just a quick question. What all would you put inside of a meatball?
What's my meatball consist of? I like to use veal is a good thing to use in meatballs and ground veal because it has a lot of it makes it really moist and stuff. Breadcrumbs, garlic. I put milk in it, just like you would do with meatloaf.
Really?
Because meatloaf it keeps it moist. The
Okay.
milk keeps it moist.
Interesting.
Yeah, I read that someplace. Actually, I think it was on one of the cooking shows I watch. I constantly watch cooking shows just to get ideas and stuff.
Nice.
That's why I watched your show when I was here. I was like, oh, a cooking show, good.
Cool.
Yes. If I can get more ideas and more, that's how you grow. I think is if you.
Totally.
If you just sit there and sit at home and don't, read or watch shows or anything, you're just gonna not get any ideas. You're gonna be sitting.
Well, I mean, that's exactly, funny that you would say that because that is exactly how I came up with the idea for Ketchikan's Top Chef.
Oh, really?
Was I was, just doing stuff around the house, had the TV on, and that show was on. I'm like, oh, we need to do that here. That would be so cool.
Okay, this one's done.
Yeah, you should get that one off there before it gets too brown.
That's good.
Very pretty.
That one needs to get in the oil more. Seems like it was like this pan's like down on one side and not cooking on one side. But
That's what you get when Chef Joel convinces you that a set of orange, groovy-looking pans for $12 is a good buy.
ooh, no, I wouldn't think so. $12.
Well, they're pretty.
Oh yeah, they are. Were they Rachel Ray style or something? Because Rachel Ray has orange pans, I think.
No, they're Madison's Hardware style.
Ah,
But I actually really do like these pans because they're, believe it or not, some of the best non-stick pans
Oh, really?
I've ever owned.
cool. I don't have any. I use my grandma. At the place where we live, it's my grandma's house, and she lives with my parents now, and her and me live there now, and it's just we use everything from the 1950s. Like her pans are still
But
there.
those are some of the best things.
Sometimes.
I mean, they really are.
Sometimes they are.
If you're into 1950s kitchen gear, here it is. Easter's right around the corner. We may have to have a special Easter show. Check that out.
That's sweet. What? It's a square egg?
Yeah, it makes square eggs.
That's hilarious. I think you see that.
Isn't
at
that
a
cool?
thrift
And
shop
I mean, you
or
can
something.
tell by the packaging that it is totally either from the 50s or 60s or something like that. Yeah, look. You drop in your hard-boiled egg.
That's so crazy. That way it doesn't
Right?
roll around.
And then drop it in there, and then push it down, and you get a square egg. I've tried it.
That's crazy.
Groovy kitchen appliances are me.
Makes me want to start collecting stuff like that. Like I really want to.
yeah, the
You got to talk
Eggman.
to your mom about that and find out where you got that thing.
I bet you if you Google search it, I mean,
It just looks so cool.
you know, there's enough potters in Ketchikan
I think you probably make
that
one.
if you took a picture of this, they'd probably make you one.
All right, this is done. Okay, we're gonna put it on the plate now. Get this one out of here.
Nice.
And then if you want to cut it open just to see the cheese melted and then stuff,
Check that out.
makes it nice and melted cheese in the middle. And you put like a couple pieces here. And like the sauce goes over the top of it. And obviously you can garnish it with parsley or whatever you really want to, but that's the basis of it right there.
Cool.
And then you have like if you want vegetables on the side there.
Yeah, totally.
There you go. It's Tuscan chicken with a risotto cake.
Cool. That's the one I want to try. Okay, let's try this. Yum. No one heard my stomach growling? Maybe that was Jacob's. This looks delicious. You know what? This is something that I will make for my family for sure. Mmm. Ooh, that's good.
Is it? Thanks.
That rocks. It's very crunchy
Yeah.
on the outside, and it's just
creamy in the middle. Yeah, that's the textures is the way, it's a good
wow.
contrast to textures.
Oh, total high five on that one.
Thanks.
Home run. Yum, yum. Oh, it's nice and light, too.
Yeah, it's not too heavy on the.
Love it. I can't eat it fast enough.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I'm
You're
so
welcome.
happy that you messaged me on Facebook.
I'm happy I messaged
That
you
is
too.
so cool.
I know.
And now we've got all sorts of fun things planned.
Yep.
Peanut butter and jelly ice cream, Asian pizza. I thought you were trying not to get fat.
Well, I walk a lot
You're just
now.
gonna make me fat,
I
right?
walk a lot now here, so I guess
you
I don't
walk.
need. Yeah,
Okay,
so.
well I don't. So minimal tasting.
Maybe
for
I'll
me.
maybe I'll figure out a healthier recipes or something, and we can do that.
Totally true.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back in the test kitchen very soon.
A cooking show I was watching, obviously. I think it was that Italian lady.
Oh, Giada?
Yeah, Gianna. I like her. And not because she's beautiful. It's because she's a good cook. And
Really?
She
You
makes
think
Italian
she's beautiful?
I think she's, yeah.
I'm gonna
Don't tell
do
me.
some
My
mini
girlfriend's beautiful.
reorganization. She's back there pouting.
Yeah. She looks way better looking.
That'll go in the blooper roll.